A coworker once looked me dead in the eye and said to me, "What is it with you effing Nigerians?" Except she didn't say effing, she said the whole word. She said fucking. Yeah. Let me tell you the whole story. Let me gist you how this thing happened. So, back in the day, years ago, I worked as a supports planner, or that the closest thing to that is a social worker. Basically, we worked with individuals who had physical and mental disabilities, and we're funded by the state. The state allocates a certain number of hours to each individual, say 50 hours per week. And we have to find an agency that will provide a staff, a caregiver basically, to provide those hours of care to the client. Okay. All right. So at this time, there were lots of Nigerian agencies. I didn't even realize how many Nigerian agencies there were until I got into this field. So, yes, one day at work, a bunch of us were standing around and talking about agencies. And this lady, African American lady, about in her 50s, said to me, "All the agencies are owned by Nigerians. What is it with you effing Nigerians?" And she knew I was Nigerian. I wasn't actually offended. I wasn't angry. I wasn't offended. In fact, I was proud. There was a smirk on my face because I thought about it like, yeah, these agencies are owned by a bunch of effing Nigerians. And I'm one of them. Not one of the ones who own the agencies, but one of the Nigerians. And I was proud of the moment. Why wouldn't I be? Naija know they carry last now. Let's talk about this thing because the fact of the matter is that other nations hate Nigerian people. Africans hate us even more. Okay. Our fellow African countries, they hate us even more. I say that with my full chest. But let's get into why do they hate us? Whatever have we done? So there's something that I like to call the Nigerian audacity. Okay. So the Nigerian audacity, what is it? Calm down. I will tell you. Nigerians, we show up big. Whether we're doing a PowerPoint presentation or we're doing a party, we show up big. Have you been to a Nigerian party? If all you've been to is a Nigerian party and you move abroad and you go to, say, an American party, you'd be like, bruh, when is the party starting? I thought you guys said this was a party because we do it big, okay? We are deeply ambitious. You can call it a trauma response, and you're probably going to be right, but we're deeply ambitious. We're coming from a country where excellence is expected from when you're in school. Your parents are expecting you to be excellent, and everybody's parents that when they were in school, they were first, as in they came first. Now in America, they don't have this grading system where somebody's first, second, third, and all that. You just pass or you fail. But in Nigeria, yeah, first, there's someone who's positioned first out of however many students there are. So every child was expected to be first. And every child got told by their parents that they were first during their time. We are culturally loud. I mean, we're just loud. Whether we're talking, we're loud. We're dressing up, we're loud. We're partying, we're loud. We're even praying, we're loud. We are loud. Even when we're wrong, we're loud. Wrong and loud. Right and louder. It's often said that if you've lived in Nigeria, you can live anywhere else. I don't know if that's true. I've only lived here and there. I mean, I've lived in Russia, but I was a kid. That doesn't count. So I don't know if that's true, but Nigeria has a lot of challenges. So when Nigerians come out of Nigeria and go somewhere else, they are unstoppable. I mean, they're already unstoppable in Nigeria, but out of Nigeria, it gets even worse. But it's like, why are we the way we are? Why are we like this? Why are Nigerians like this? If I wasn't Nigerian, if I was from a different African country, I would hate Nigerian people. I would. Because Nigerians are annoying, They just they take over. And they don't mean to. We don't mean to take over. We just do. Like it's in our configuration. It's follow come with us. This is how we were made. Oh, kachuchuku siwekai. That is how our God created us. But why are we the way we are? Many reasons. For example, we are highly educated. Now, I know that traditional education, I'm not saying that traditional education is the bee's knees, but we are highly educated traditionally. For example, did you know that Nigerians are the most educated group of immigrants in America? Yeah. According to the US Census Bureau, 66% of Nigerians have at least a bachelor's degree. And that's compared to Americans who have 33%. Like there are 33% of Americans who have at least a bachelor's degree. Nigerians, 66, double, literally. That's why you find Nigerians in these high yield jobs, doctors, lawyers, engineers, nurses, IT. Things are getting a little better, but back in the day, no parent is going to be coming out and saying, my son is a DJ. What? That is a horror movie. You don't go for DJ or my son is a musician, music. What? What is that? Or my son is a chef. No. Doctor, lawyer. Well, you know what? I got to tell you the story about when I went to nursing school and failed out, but we'll save that one for another day. Nigerians are naturally entrepreneurs. We are twice as likely as the average American to start a business. And think about it, even in Nigeria, your employees are entrepreneurs. Your employees have side hustles. They're planning their business, which is why they make terrible employees. Not all of them in Nigeria, because they are busy working on their side hustle. They're busy working on their personal business. So yes, we are naturally entrepreneurs. We want to do our own thing. We want to have our own thing. And can you blame us? You can't blame us. We don't trust the system. We are coming from a country where the system has failed us over and over and over. So Nigerians have learned that, hey, if you want to move ahead, do your own thing. Don't rely on these people, the government, employers, whoever. Do your own thing. We don't know whatever this America or whatever any country is doing. We're like, hey, we've been through worse. Okay, we've been through worse. We've survived worse. Nothing that you're doing to us here. That's why you can have the average Americans say, oh my God, the Wi-Fi is so slow, and we're like, well, at least there's Wi-Fi. At least there's lights. We can do with it. We were raised for greatness. Like the point I was making earlier about coming first in class, like that was the norm. I remember one year as a kid, I came first in class. I achieved the seemingly unachievable. I became first in class. And what did my dad say? I still remember. He looked at my result, looked at all my thing and said, that's good, but next time do better. Do better than what? There's no position higher than first. But this is the classic Nigerian household. Come first, 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 first. And even when you come first, do better next year. So like, why do people even have this love-hate with Nigeria? Because we show up and we dominate. Like I said, it's not necessarily a plan. We haven't put together a 3-point plan about how we're going to show up and dominate. It just happens. It happens. I'll give you a quick example. At my church, at Life Source, we have this thing which is called World Day. It's amazing. We celebrate all the countries, the nations that are represented in our church, and we're about 40 nations. So we're very diverse. Now, this is something that we on Sundays will fly our flags. You dress in your traditional outfit, you fly your flag. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm Nigerian, I'm Kenyan, I'm whatever country you're from. Normal something. People just come, they do their thing. If it's Nigeria turn, we took over. We took over. Do you know the highest group represented during these parades? Yeah, Nigeria. It is a competition. At least to us, it is. I don't think it is to other nations, but we Nigerians were in competition. On that parade day, I see Nigerians that I've never seen before. They show up. I mean, like, they go to the church, but I might not know they're Nigerians. Or we might never have communicated. But on that World Day, they're showing up to represent Nigeria. No matter what we feel about Nigeria, no matter how disappointed we may be in our nation and our leaders, we show up. Okay? By the way, Life Source is having another parade November 1st and 2nd. And I'll put the details rather in the description. So that if you're in the Baltimore area, please feel free to attend. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Oh, and there's food. There's jollof fries, there's fried rice. Just come, read the description. People feel like Nigerians are overshadowing, arrogant, flashy, braggadocious, domineering. I ain't gonna lie. We are all of those things. we are every single one of them. We are. With our full chest too. Like, yeah, we are. We are exactly what we say we are. We are exactly what you say we are. We are. Mhm. But here's the thing though. They may not like us, but they study us. They may not care for us, but they copy us. It's in our music, in our fashion, in our style. I once had a coworker who was not Nigerian, but he looked Nigerian. And when I told him, I said, I could have sworn that you were Nigerian. You know what he said? He said, I get that a lot. And I told him it's because of your swag. Like you're dressed so nicely, shoes are polished and shiny. And he said, yes, I know. I know I look Nigerian and I hang out with a lot of Nigerians. That's why I learned to dress like this. I ain't gonna lie, but I thought he was a French speaking guy. Fumi loved him speaking French. Hi, Fumi. So, yes, we are all of these things, but you still copy you know there's a very thin line between love and hate. So it's like what it really is you love us but you hate that you're not one of us. That's the real problem. If you were Nigerian you'd feel differently, but you're like, these people are so great, I hate it for them. Be that as it may, these foreign women, they still love our men. Remember, I did a video where I was urging you to please leave our Nigerian men alone. They are not enough for us. American women always, oh, get you a Nigerian man. Nigerian men are high on the list. In fact, I dare say they are an endangered species right now. So if you got you a Nigerian man, hide him, oh, hide him. But why won't you love a Nigerian man? Nigerian men talk to you with so much charisma and confidence. And you know, we women, we love the confidence, not arrogance, but confidence. Now, Nigerian men have it. They talk to you, you make you feel like you've known them forever. Before you know it, you're practicing your name with their last name, you're imagining a life with them, and they all they have said to you is, babe, how far now? How far? Nigerian men, they're always giving that provider energy, like I got you. Work. What you want to work for? What you want to work for? They even when they don't have money, even when they don't have money, they will fill your heart and your belly with prospects, with potential. And you think it's real, but it's actually potential. But the good thing is they'll probably reach that potential. But at the time you're swallowing it, at the time you're licking your lips, it's just potential. It's just that it's mixed with that confidence and charisma, and you forget that it's not even real yet. They also have that family orientation. I mean, sometimes it's a little bit too much. Family orientation might mean a few other girlfriends outside, but they're still family oriented. Let's call it that. They have that love for their family members, even siblings, parents. Then there's that traditional masculinity. They're not. See, I don't even know the words to come up, but like they're giving you big D energy. They always give big D energy, like, I got this. And you just as a woman, you just relax in your femininity because you've got a man who's a man who's a man. A man. They can talk to you. Is it Queen's English you want? They have it. Is it Pidgin? They have that one too. Or you want a Nigerian language, you want them to toast you in Igbo or Yoruba, whatever. They have it too. A Nigerian man, he'll probably stress you. But then he'll really impress you too. So then you got your emotions all confused. Your brain and your heart are saying two different things. And that's that Nigerian charm. They got you. At the core of it, I would say this is what Nigerians have. They have that childlike confidence, childlike belief. Do you remember when you were a child and you had dreams, whatever dreams, and you did not know that you could fail? That's what the average Nigerian is like. Except that we've known failure, we've known defeat, but somehow we still rise above it. Because I remember when I was a child and I had all these plans. And now that I'm an adult, I dream a little more carefully. And that's not even a good thing. That's actually not something I'm proud of. I want to dream like a child again. Those careless dreams. You just be dreaming, tomorrow I will buy 10,000 cars. I will do this. I love it for me. I love it for us. But that's what the average Nigerian is like. Like they've never failed, or like they don't know failure is possible. You know? That's why you can see a Nigerian person and they moved to the United States today, and they came in with $20 in their pocket. You see them in 6 months' time. They're driving a car. What am I saying 6 months? In 6 months, they might be on their second car. Because the first one they bought, they've used it and sold it and they've sent it to Nigeria. So now they're on their second car and it's only been 6 months. It's not because things are so easy here, they really aren't, but because the way the average Nigerian hustles, the way the average Nigerian is determined to succeed, it needs to be studied. So, in conclusion, what I'm trying to tell you is that the feeling you have toward Nigeria, if it's not a nice feeling, if it's a feeling of I hate those people, they think they're all that, I want to tell you that your feelings are valid. And we are indeed all that, but your feelings are valid. I also want to let you know that you only feel this way because you're not one of us and you can't sit with us. Also, we have the best jollof rice, the best fashion, the best music, the best men, the best women, the best dance, the best culture. Argue with yourself. I said what I said. That's that. I don't know how to be anybody else, but I love being Nigerian. I wish Nigeria was where it's supposed to be. No, I wish our leaders cared. If you don't have a Nigerian friend, find one, make one. Because if you don't have a Nigerian, what are you doing? What is your life if you don't have a Nigerian in it? We're everywhere. Find one, be their friend. You'll thank me later. Thank you, sweet potatoes. Thank you so much for watching. I didn't even introduce myself. Hi, if you're watching me for the first time, my name is Vera Ezimora. I am a writer, a speaker, a podcaster, a content creator. By the way, speaking of podcasts, I have a podcast called How Did You Get Here with Verastic. In this podcast, I interview people asking them how they got from where they used to be to where they are now. Because everybody has a story. Everybody has a journey. And these journeys are often amazing. Last week's episode was with Kechi Okuchi. If you've never heard about her, like, where you been? Where you been? So Kechi Okuchi was involved in the plane crash in 2005, the Sosoliso plane crash. And there were only 2 survivors. She was one of them. However, unfortunately, over 65% of her body got burned. But Kechi is thriving. She's shining. She's bright. I mean, literally, figuratively, she is. She comes with such a bright and positive energy. She's beautiful. She's bold. Listen, go watch the episode or listen if you don't like to watch it and you rather listen. It's available on Amazon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the works. Thank you for watching, sweet potatoes. See you next time. Mwah.